right, welcome in everybody to Andrew Makes You Money. I'm your host, Uncle Neely, and this program, as always, is sponsored by AgriFeed Pet Supply, located in Knoxville, Tennessee, or online at agrifeedpetsupply.com. It's the place to go for all your pet supply needs. Andrew Makes You Money has some disclaimers. So go ahead, Andrew, and this is my nephew, Andrew, by the way. Tell me, what are the disclaimers for our show?
Yep. First off, I just want to give Britt a shout out. He's got a huge week this weekend. If Tennessee wins, they're pretty much in the playoff, right? So let's go
Tennessee's
Vols.
had like big weekend after big weekend after big weekend.
Good for them. I'm happy for Britt. Football is actually worth paying attention to in Tennessee right now. Disclaimers and all those things. Again, if you're here trying to make money on my picks, it hasn't been successful so far. Last week was 2-4, which was technically better than the week before that, which was 2-5. So we're trending in the right direction. I mean, kind of technically, right?
Entertainment
on the show,
purposes only, folks.
Yeah,
entertainment.
Yeah, on the show we're 9-22. Like you aren't making money with that at all. But here's the thing. You notice I look a little different. I got a mustache. With that, I'm 3-2 this week, not just on college football, but NFL, NHL, college football, 3-2. That is up a half unit. So all I'm gonna say is I know I've been cold. I get it. 9-22 is bad. But I'm gonna get hot and you're gonna want to be with me when I do, right? Like that's just gonna be way more fun. But also entertainment purposes only, bet responsibly, right?
It's got to go up from here. It has to. It just has to.
Has to.
All right, nephew, here's the deal. We could talk about Luka Doncic and his start to the NBA season. He scored 30 points in every game so far. It's the most since some guy named Wilt, who played before I was born, which is a long time ago. But we're not going to talk about basketball because we're here to talk college football this week. So here is, we're going to start with our overs. So tell me about your overs this week, nephew.
Yep, we got two overs. The first of which is on Friday night. We got Oregon State at Washington over 55.5. Kind of Pac-12 after dark. I don't know. Let's start. We're going to start positive. We're going to start Friday with an over. We're going to get some fun points. We're going to get the weekend set right. So over 55.5 for this game. The second over I got is another one. It's 56.5, but this is with Alabama and LSU. Same kind of thing. I don't know. This game feels weird. So, let's enjoy watching a fun game with a lot of points. SEC looks different than it did 4 or 5 years ago, right?
I was just about to say, you're saying SEC game with lots of points. What is this world we live in?
The world has changed. I mean, was that Joe Burrow and LSU changing that tide a little bit?
Maybe.
Full tide, right? Unintentional pun there. But yeah, we're over 56.5 with Alabama and LSU.
Those former Alabama quarterbacks in the NFL these days, what is the world? Well, I don't even know. All right, so those are overs. Let's go to our unders. What do you have on our unders?
Yeah, first game I got a game that literally nobody's going to watch, so you might as well bet the under. We got Texas State and Louisiana Monroe under 51.5. You're not watching it. Just bet the under. Don't worry about it. The second under is Hawaii at Fresno State. Another game that I promise nobody's watching. This one's too late for you guys to watch. Most of you are going to be in bed. Lauren doesn't like when I watch these late games because I've already watched college football all day, so I can't watch it. So we got another under, Hawaii Fresno State under 61.5.
Yeah, we'll have to wake up on Sunday morning to see who won that game or see if the under hit because anyway, is what it is. All right. To our most anticipated segment of every week, it is the Bless Their Hearts segment. It's truly the highlight of the show. And if you fast forwarded to this point, here it is. So it's sponsored by Strategic Coaching. Are you a college student and you're looking to finish the semester strong? Is your life just not going well right now, like how you envisioned? Specializing in life and ADHD coaching, Strategic Connections Coaching can guide you to success. Find them online at strategicconnectionsadhd.com. Kyla, take it away.
Hello, everyone. This week's segment of Bless Your Heart is dedicated to a team that really fumbled the ball, if you know what I mean. You get it? Football pun? I'm gonna assume that you laughed at that. Anyway, yeah, it's the Oklahoma State Cowboys, or as my dad refers to them, the forgotten middle child of college football. Now, this team was famously funded by a millionaire, philanthropist, and oil baron, T. Boone Pickens. Now, I'm not gonna go so hard on the late T. Boone Pickens as I did on Jimbo Fisher, who was a pale mockery of a football coach and confused crawdad salesman, because T. Boone has actually contributed some good into this world. He actually donated a lot of his millions to charities when he died, and he made a lot of advancements in clean energy politics when he was still alive, which is great. Good job, T. Boone Pickens. Your name sounds like the ghost of an old-timey prospector, but we can excuse that. Anyway, this ain't about him. Tonight's Bless Your Heart is about the Cowboys' unbelievable, absolutely abysmal loss to Kansas State. 48-0. 0. Now, unlike most of Twitter right now, I'm actually not that angry. I'm mostly, confused. How do you get so utterly slaughtered? Were you all blindfolded? Were you asleep? You knew there was a game, right? You practiced and stuff? According to Dean Rule from the Tulsa World, Brock Martin, OSU's defensive end, said it felt like the team never even got off the bus. And if you're bringing that energy to your games, there is something wrong with you. Oy. And Kelly Pine, another Tulsa World reporter, said that the loss seemed less like the wheels falling off and more like the entire train being derailed, which seems a bit harsh and, apocalyptic. But, the most astonishing part of this insane defeat is that up until now, OSU was doing really, really good. Big 12 aspirations, playoff potential good. And this is the loss of a team who walked onto the field wearing Crocs instead of cleats, was high on shrooms, and also were ostriches. Fans on Twitter have understandably taken the loss hard, calling it absolutely pathetic and that it seemed like the team was deliberately trying to lose. And I honestly can't argue with you there. Fans, OSU owes you an apology.
Kyla, as always, I have no idea what to say about that. All right, let's go to our underdog segment. Who you got on your underdogs this week?
Yep, we're going to start again with a Friday underdog. We got Duke at Boston College. We're going to take Boston College plus 9.5. I don't know. These two teams are both not super good. Most people don't care about them. 9.5 is a lot, so we're going to take Boston College 9.5. The second one, man, I just don't like this pick at all. But everything that I'm reading online says take it. So I'm bad at making picks that I want. So I'm going against my gut with the internet. So I'm going to take Michigan State plus 16.5. Michigan State at Illinois. Everything looks bad for Michigan State. Everything looks good for Illinois. But it is a conference game. They're not in the same division, but it's a Big Ten conference game. The total is low, so
I feel like this is a Minnesota Gopher pick for you. You I hate Illinois, and so I've got to go with Michigan State.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't like it at all, but everything says take it, so here we are, Michigan State plus 16.5.
All right, talk to me about your favorite. You only have one favorite this week. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, if you notice, I'm trying to get two of each, but I didn't really like any favorites this week. A lot of times it's there's just a lot of points this weekend. There's some that are in the 20s and 30s, and I don't know, that makes me a little nervous. So I didn't love any of the favorites, but I wanted to take at least one. So we got a small favorite. I got Virginia Tech minus 2.5. Georgia Tech at Virginia Tech this weekend.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. So new segment this week. We're calling this the coin flip, or the let's let George decide. He's upside down there, but let's let George decide who's going to win this game. This is brought to you by Vintage Rosewood Soap. It's a small business mother-daughter team. How great is that? Creating nourishing, all-natural skincare. Follow them on Facebook or Instagram at vintage_rosewood_soap. to view and order some amazing products. The Let George Decide game of the week is in it's the Let George Decide conference of the year, and that's the Big 12. Baylor heading into Norman to face the it's okay to be just okay Oklahoma Sooners. Baylor, they were fading and not looking so great, and then they went in and just destroyed Texas Tech. I don't know what happened there, but they just destroyed Texas Tech last week, so they're coming off a nice win. Oklahoma was worse than I've ever seen them in the history of Sooner football against Texas, and now they've reeled off a couple of great wins. So who are these Bears? Who are these Sooners? Who are anybody in the Big 12? Nobody really knows. Like, truly, top to bottom, any team every single week could win. Like, there's just no Vanderbilt in the Big 12. There's not. There's not even a Missouri in the Big 12. Like, it's really ridiculous this year.
Wow.
But that said, at Andrew Makes You Money, we actually, the only coin toss we do is this one right here. We toss that right there because we make picks, ladies and gentlemen. We make picks. And so I'm just going to tell you right now, Oklahoma is going to win this game. Oklahoma is on a roll. They've become Oklahoma again, and they will beat Baylor on Saturday in Norman. So give me Oklahoma over the Bears.
All right.
And that's our segment this week of Let George Decide, which I decided. So that's that one. Now, kind of going to end with this. We don't have a true fan of the week that we came up with, but I'm going to give a shout out to a friend of mine down in Eastland, Texas, Dustin D. Dove. You can find him on Facebook, and if you reach out to Dustin D. Dove, he's been a good follower of the channel so far. He is a coffee roaster, and he will roast you up a blend that he has called Andrew Makes You Money. So if you would like the Andrew Makes You Money coffee blend, reach out to Dustin D. Dove on the Book of Faces, and he will roast you some delicious specialty coffee. So I'm going to give him a shout out as a fan of
that's 100%. That's absolutely
all right, Andrew, take us out. What do we have as far as our outro today?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say thanks, Dove. I love that. That's awesome. So again, thank you. Well, that's a for sure fan of the week segment right there, because that's absolutely he's earned that for sure.
Like, we have our own coffee roast. Who knew?
Yeah, that's awesome. We got 3 sponsors and a coffee roast. Like, we're big time here. So this is great. Yeah, outro. I mean, there's a lot of fun games. The biggest one is obviously Tennessee and Georgia. Really excited to watch that. For some reason, I'm excited to watch Rutgers and Minnesota at Rutgers, right? But I mean, it's a good weekend. Again, mustache, maybe it's going to be the turnaround. We got 3 sponsors and a coffee roast. Like, it's all looking up for us. I think this might be the week we get hot. So let's go have some fun.
Absolutely. And hook them over Kansas State. I'm just going to say it right now. Texas, Quinn Ewers decides to be Quinn Ewers again. So here we go. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Dustin never agreed to a Andrew Makes You Money coffee roast.
Now he has to.